don't know if y'all notice it or not. So us as Christians, we're supposed to speak life, speak what Christ is speaking. It's almost like this. Let's say you're on a football team or on a cheerleading squad. Okay, what good is it for you to all day, every day practice chess when you need to be out there on the field? You know what I mean, running and tackling and stuff like that. Not saying nothing against practicing chess. You feel me? But your purpose is to be a football player, right? Is chess gonna make you a better football player?
No.
Is chess gonna make you a better cheerleader? No. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you can't do it, but you gotta make sure that your focus is in on what you feel like you're doing. So Christ is saying basically, he wants us to return to our first love. Now I understand a lot of you might not have been in love before. That's cool. If you have, you shouldn't even be in love. You don't even know what love is, probably more than likely. But you know what I mean? It is what it is, right?
Right.
A lot of us are taught that our first love is our first breakup, our first relationship that broke our heart. I didn't really get into a relationship until I was 18 years old, and that jump broke my heart. And I always tell people, when they used to ask who's this one girl, I used to be like, that's my first love. Then I had to begin to read the Bible, Revelation chapter 2, verses 4, and it showed me that my first love is not a girl, it's not, your ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend, but your first love is Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So he's telling us right here that he wants us to return to him. And how is he our first love? Well, he's told us in Romans chapter 5 that before we loved him, he loved us. You know what I mean? So that's love right there. Matter of fact, we can go to it real quick. I'm just read it. I understand most of y'all don't have Bibles. We'll make sure. Next time I know, I'm going to make sure I get some extra Bibles around here. All right, so I'm going to just read real quick. Romans chapter 5, verse 6, 7, and 8. For when we were yet without strength, in due time Christ died for the ungodly. For scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for a good man, some would even dare to die. But God commanded his love towards us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for who? He died for us. All right, so that lets us know right there. He lets us know even before we even came into the church, even before we even thought Christianity was cool. You know what I mean? Because some people just was like, all right, okay, I see it's cool now. It's a cool thing to do. It's a cool thing to serve God. It's a cool thing to come to church. You know what I mean? Before we even got into all that, he died for us. He died for us when we was out there doing whatever we want to do. When we was disobeying our parents, when we was disobeying ourselves, when we was disobeying God, when we were clowning, Christ died for us. All right? So he desires for us to begin to have love for him. All right, so let me go back to Revelation chapter 2 and 4. So like I said, Christ wants us, I want y'all to say it out loud. Christ wants me to return back to him. Now, you also notice it say right there in verse number 4 that it says, because thou hast left thy first love. Now, I didn't say that he left you. It say that you left him. You know what I mean? Understand, even in our sin, Christ is still right there. No matter what we do in life, Christ is still right there. You know what I mean? He told us in his word he would never leave nor what? Forsake us. He will be with us forever. Then he told us in his words that he is Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending. You know what I mean? And one thing about God, I'm going to teach y'all something real quick, is that God is everywhere at all times. What does that mean? You may be right here and God is right here with us. Let's just say your mama at the crib, right? Do you think God is with her as well? Okay, is God in heaven? What about hell? Is God in hell? He even runs hell. I ain't say he in hell suffering, but it ain't the devil that's running hell. It's God. God runs hell. God is the one, because it says that the wrath of God has been poured out on those that refuse to obey them. So it's not the devil that's running hell, it's God. You know what I mean? And we also have to understand, even the word hell means to be separate from God. You know what I mean? So God is literally running hell. Now it's like he doesn't allow his spirit to dwell in there. There's no light. It's literally is absence of everything that's good about God. and all they get is the wrath of God, the anger of God. So they got the anger part, but they ain't got all the good fruits and the beautifulness of God. All right, so, all right, now let's go to, huh?
I like what you just said. Because I was just thinking, he said.
Oh, yeah, you can switch around.
Oh, he was saying that God was gonna be with us forever, right? So I was just thinking, I was like, but what about those who go to hell? And you just said that God run to hell. They getting God, but not the beautiful, not the fruit of Him.
Nah, that ain't the beautiful part of God.
And
I'm gonna show you all what we are able to get if we can just simply believe that He's coming back soon for us. All right, you can Terrible cameraman in the training. Didn't work.
He a good trainer.
He probably on Snapchat right now. So bear with me.
Cameraman.
Definitely on Snapchat right now. All right, so he like, yeah, whatever he said. All right, so Revelations 21. Let's just look at a few things of the beautifulness of God. When we see there, I remember this one Pastor Rob used to always tell us, a lot of people want to go to heaven, they just don't want God there when they get there. You know what I'm saying? And that's a bad thing. Because we should want God right now, all day, every day. And it's a problem if we get uncomfortable worshiping God and being in settings like this, because it's like, look, if you can't, you know what I'm saying, like, enjoy God right here, why in the world would you go to heaven? Why in the world would He send you to heaven? You know what I mean? It's almost like you in a relationship with somebody and you dislike them. You don't like them. But you got in your mindset, matter of fact, it was a girl I was just thinking about. She knew good and well that dude was a cheating, dirty bum. But she still decided, if I marry him, then I know maybe it might work out. No, he's still going to be the same dude he was prior to marriage. All he did was exchange rings. You just bought him his favorite ring that he always wanted. And y'all went on a trip together, you know? So we can't get caught up in, man, I don't know about God. Look, if you can't, that's what I said, there ain't nothing but, 90 minutes of worship. And like I said, we probably just going to have these once a month. And I mean, if you can, begin to get in love with this, and like I said, it's going to get interesting. And I'm not trying to be the one up here speaking all the time either. That's why I want Trenton to begin to speak, Quentin, Johnny, you know what I'm saying, and whoever else, Ariel, whoever wants to begin to speak and begin to share their testimonies about what God has done for them. I just want to begin to get it started and get you all fired up for God so that you can know that it's not just Alvin or not just Johnny or not just Jessica that can really tell people about God, but you can also do it as well. Listen, it's the most simple book ever created. You know what I'm saying? For instance, the gospel is really the most simple, most straight to the point lesson ever created. And this is what it is. Christ, who knew we were sinners, came down and rescued us, and now we're on our way to heaven if we just simply believe in Him. He died so that we can live. And that's the gospel. I mean, of course you can get deeper into it and you can learn a lot of other stuff about it. But simply put, Christ came to save those that were lost. All right, so real quick, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Matter of fact, I'll open it up for questions. But Revelations 21, I just want to show you all some great things, some beautiful things that God has in store for us. All right, so verse 4, we'll start with verse 4, 21 and 4. Revelations 21 and 4. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. All right, so what does that say? Anybody ever cried before? Anybody ever had their heart broken before? Anybody ever had somebody like really break their heart really bad? Or, you know what I'm saying, your dad disappointed you or your mom disappointed you, or, you know what I mean, something just went crazy and you were like ready to just throw in the towel. Anybody ever been there before? Mm-hmm. All right, for sure. So God says in heaven, you will never have to experience that again. Ever.
Amen.
Never, ever again. It also talks about, let me go over to verse 22. Let's go to 22 and 2. In the midst of the street of it, in either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. Once again, anybody ever been sick before? Anybody ever like had a cold? Anybody? Anybody ever threw up before?
Unfortunately.
Okay, when I was little, I said the most demonic, the most hellish, the most craziest thing is when I'm sick and I gotta throw up. You ever feel like that before? You ever feel like, Lord, I don't even want to live on this earth no more? You know what I mean? Just on some, I'm just talking about off just eating too many Cheetos. The hot ones. So I was at a level of my life, man. I was about 8 years old, and I said, Lord, just take me. Just
You said that?
put me in heaven.
Boy,
I don't want this no more. Too much pain. Because the pain in my stomach it was unbearable. From them hot Cheetos and them Kool-Aid. But you know, God will take the pain away from your. God will take the pain away from you. All right, and He will literally, like I said, there will be healing for the nations, and you will never have to walk in any more sickness. I'm gonna just show you a few more things. All right, verse 3, and there shall be no more curses. Now, curses is something that mankind has been having to deal with since Adam messed up in the Garden of Eden. All right, by a show of hands, how many of y'all know what Adam and Eve did that caused them to be cursed? Go ahead, Trina.
They ate from a tree. I mean, they ate a fruit that God told in the garden where God said do not eat from, that you can have anything else.
Right, yeah. They ate from a tree God told them not to eat from. All right, so basically God gave them everything else. All right, for instance, let's say the chairs represent everything God told us we can have, right? So it's about 20-something chairs in this we just say it's about 30-something chairs in this place. And God basically said, you can eat from let's just say, at this chair, this is the fruit chair, this is the veggie chair, this is the barbecue chair, this is the seafood chair. You got every single chair, you can literally eat from any chair. He said, but this chair right here, don't come over here, don't sit in it, don't eat in it, don't touch it, don't even touch it, don't do anything. Adam touched it, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, his wife tempted him to pick from the tree, and they ate a fruit, and they disobeyed God. You know what I mean? And because of that, they were cursed. God put a curse on them, and the people were cursed up until Jesus Christ. Once again, this is a part of the gospel, and curses are like diseases, sickness, death, bondage, all that stuff like that. All the stuff that we dislike, those are all under the curses of God. You know what I mean? So what God did was He literally came down. Like I said, that's why the gospel is so beautiful. That's why Christ coming is so important. It was more than just Him just felt like dying one day. No, He had to die. He had to get beat so that He can literally take away the curse for me and you. So no longer do you have to fear death. Okay, now trust and believe, one day we do gotta pass on. But when we die, Christ said, I am the resurrection. If you die in Christ, you will one day live again. You know what I mean? You don't have to fear death. As soon as to be absent from the body means to be present from the Lord. And also, if you even get sick, God says, I can heal you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I said. I mean, even if we get to a place in our life where we're like, I don't know which way to go, if your mind is going crazy, God can literally cause your mind to be sound, and you will get understanding and wisdom, and He will literally put your life on the right track.
Yes.
But once again, He came so that we can receive life and life more abundantly. All right, so I'm going to just read about 2 more scriptures, then we'll be done. All right, there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and His servants shall serve Him. Okay, now this is to the more older crowd, but maybe some of y'all might have worked before. How many of y'all ever worked before? All right, cool. So it tells us right here that, I don't know if you ain't worked long enough, you might not understand this yet, but and His servants shall serve Him. So God is saying we'll be able to be His servants. We'll be able to work for Him. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it's a beautiful thing not to have to ever work for another man, another day in my life. Because you know
Alright.
what? Men like to wait 2 weeks to give you your check.
Yeah.
Men like to take taxes out of your check.
Oh, God.
Men like to say, if you do this for 10 years, I might give you a 50-cent raise. Who tired of that, man?